see here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show before the show. We're getting things going right now.
And just so you all know, we are on all platforms today.
That's cool to hear. Good morning, Kim. Derek, Kim, Trisha, Michelle, Angie. Oh, Derek. Yeah, I just forget. Man, I had so much going on last night, buddy. You did text me. I appreciate it. I say yes. Let's rock and roll with what you showed me about merchandise. Can't wait to get that rocking. Hi, Timothy. Good morning. Michael. Good morning. Bendy, Paula, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Is Biff here already? Bring old Biffy in here.
The show before the show. Come on in.
What's up, brother?
We're
on, but we're not on, Biff. So
this is our show before the show.
We're kind of we're kind of live, but we're not live. It just kind of.
Some people do, some people don't. And then this is the camera right here. That you look into that. I mean, you can look at us too, but that's how they see it. And then you can either put the earphones on or not. The only thing you can't hear is just.
Good morning, guys. Derek says, I got the cups designed, ordered, should have them later today. Okay, just let me know about that. Hi, Roberta and Jeff. Lots of people coming in already. We're grateful on this Tuesday. I didn't say vehicle protection group.
Yeah, not necessary. So if you don't, you can just take the earphones off. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. You can just sit there. Maybe you don't want to use the earphones then. Just you want to use them? Okay, perfect.
It's a show before the show. We're getting our first guest ready. Biff McCullough. He'll be in here.
You know what? I love your name.
Gosh.
Love your name.
I should go to water.
That's like the coolest name.
Biff Faust wouldn't work. You got to have the syllables don't go right.
Right.
They just don't
Biff
go well
Sparks,
together.
that you probably can't
Biff
say
Sparks.
that. That's why I didn't go by Elizabeth Sparks, because you lisp. So.
Yeah, no, I get it. It can happen. Trying to get all this stuff here ready to go on the show. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if people probably you joined the Edge, the radio show. Yeah, you were a star, man. You were Biff. You were a superstar. Can I remind people about that when we come on?
Sure.
Yeah, that was. We're called heathens now. Heathens.
We are heathens. That has to be. I haven't checked that yet, but that has to be Anthony. If somebody called us heathens,
You're big. You're a big Fauci fan. I've always loved how you've supported Fauci, Biff. Yeah, Biff's looking at me like he wants to slap me.
Oh, that's a joke.
That is a 100% joke. Dude, we got a Fauci story. It was making my blood boil, but it's government, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised with what's happening. Did you go to the MLS game last weekend?
No, I had to go to a birthday party.
But you have season tickets, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure the birthday party was fun.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Was it a little kid one?
Yes.
I don't want to get you in trouble. I get it.
It wasn't my kid.
Excruciating enough when it's your own kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good game.
It's good. Okay, guys. Show before the show. Drew's here. Good morning to you. Angie. Good morning to you. Anthony. Good morning. Kimberly. We're just saying good morning to everybody as we get ready to get started here. Packed day. We'll get into all that in just a second. Biff's here. We'll be checking in with Complete Auto Body Repair. Sandy Travis, by far the best human resources manager ever. This woman rocks, Biff. And then at 9 o'clock, Andrew Bailey, Missouri Attorney General, will jump in. So if anybody has any questions, let us know. Give us some questions. All right. I think we're ready to rock. Jesus. Okay, Joe, you ready? All right. I think I'm all set up. All right. Good morning, Chris. Thanks. All right. And we say, welcome in, everybody, to cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks and Pro Joe, rocking and rolling on a Tuesday. Glad everybody's jumping in with us today. Good morning. Cancelthisshow.com, live Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. Packed show this Tuesday. We'll be talking with our new friend, Biff McCullough from Vehicle Protection Group here just in a minute. We've also got Sandy Travis from Complete Auto Body Repair, main sponsor of our show, Complete Auto Body Repair. We'll get an update with them. Of course, coming up at 9 o'clock, we've got Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. Lots going on from that standpoint as well. Anybody win the, what was it, Powerball? Or
No, I looked because I was hoping that
was it Powerball? It was Powerball,
Yeah.
Not the other one?
Correct. I can't think of it either, but
Powerball and what's the other one?
Missouri State.
No, there's another big one. Powerball and
Mega Millions?
Mega
Yeah, Mega
Millions.
Millions.
Sorry, I was like,
so if I win the Mega Millions, the show is just going to have so much cool stuff going on, but I didn't win.
by a lot of vehicle protection. That's right.
Yes.
It certainly do that.
Yes.
Hey, guys, thanks for jumping in. We've got those stories coming up. We'll also get into Leah. Yeah, thanks, Robert. You guys rock on the Facebook line, the chat line. All of the platforms up today, Lizzie?
Every single one is up. And so no problems today. We even have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Rumble, we have Twitch, we have Twitter, we have Clout Hub. We have all the audio ones you can listen to later, which is Spotify and Apple and iHeart. But I want to ask all of you a favor. A lot of you like to chat on Facebook and YouTube, and they're great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but sometimes they go down. Don't even know why they go down. There's all different reasons. So a great thing to do is to get a subscription, which doesn't cost anything, and get on Rumble, because Rumble will never go down. So by all means, be on whatever platform you want to today, because we have all of them. But when you're off the show, please follow Rumble and get on there and like us on Rumble on the days we're not on something else, because Rumble never goes down.
All right, perfect. We love it. And we had a big group there yesterday.
We did.
weren't on
Thank you,
Facebook.
guys. Thank you for switching around yesterday.
Anthony says, I cannot go to a single gas station without 20 people trying to get Powerball tickets. It's
Right.
annoying. It is.
It is
and
annoying.
You know, we've been there, guys. We do it. But I never go in. If I've ever gotten a lotto ticket, I've just done a quick pick.
Me too.
I'm not taking in my numbers. And I have a problem with anybody taking their numbers. But, man, there should be another aisle. There should definitely be another aisle. Because, I mean, when you have stores that are called Quick Trip, they're called Quick Trip for a reason.
Right.
We're going to have a quick trip. We're in and out, not standing in line. So I have no problem if you're taking your numbers in. That's Quick Trip. They need to have another line for people to do that. That's for sure. Yeah, Jay says he's going to buy one of each. Wouldn't that put it over $1 billion?
I would think so. I think so. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff there. Also coming up today, Anthony Fauci. There's something about your tax dollars. You're helping Anthony Fauci out. He's living a really good life because of you. We'll get into that. A massive, close to record drug seize. Yeah, that still happens. Drugs are still being brought in this country through the port of San Diego. We'll get into that. Leah Thomas and Antifa, a match made in heaven. Leah Thomas, of course, the male swimmer that brought all the controversy on, that competed in women's swimming. Riley Gaines been calling that out. Well, Leah Thomas and Antifa have now connected. Go figure. Like two ships passing in the night, they found each other. Congratulations. I guess we should have known that was going to happen. Eric Schmitt interviewed on something that he started when he was Missouri Attorney General about censorship. A big win for free speech yesterday. It was a battle won, but that war is not over. We'll get into that. A doomsday fish found. It's called the doomsday fish. It hadn't been seen in a long time. Just wait. The doomsday fish itself is some scary crap.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. We got a girl that needs to be signed up to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals. Just wait till you see. I don't agree with what she did, but the result of it was actually kind of funny. It had to do with her throwing something at Mike Pence. He didn't get hurt, but you want to talk about a strike. It was a perfect strike. And another Joe Biden lost video that you just can't make this stuff up. We're getting into all of it. It is cancelthisshow.com. First of all, take a look at our partners, our sponsors, back with our new sponsor and friend, Biff McCullough, right after this. Like, subscribe, share the show. You can also send those stars on Facebook.
House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during our solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local high school athletes, college athletes, weekend warriors, injured workers, and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com. That's DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
Jonathan, what does make Rockwood so special?
Rockwood, we carbonize it higher than anybody else does. So we're cooking out everything that produces ash, smoke, anything like that. It gives you a lot more control over the temperature, a lot more control over the fire, and it's 100% Missouri product.
All right, where can people get it?
It's at 100-plus locations around St. Louis, any Deerberg, Straub's, meat markets, wine and cheese stores, hardware stores, you name it, we're around St. Louis. Just check the website.
And good charcoal should be able to break apart in your hands like
absolutely,
Rockwood does,
yeah.
right?
If you can't break it apart by hand, it's not charcoal yet. It's still wood. They didn't do the job, so make sure it can break apart by hand.
All right, get your Rockwood charcoal.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
Everybody, welcome back in. Good morning, Anthony and Ben. Appreciate you jumping in. Trisha, good morning. Donna, of course, Derek, we talked to you. Alexander, thanks for jumping in on this Tuesday. Cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks and Pro Joe. Of course, you can catch us Monday through Fridays, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. And who knows, we may be expanding the show. Oh, a little teaser.
It's exciting.
We may be. Joe's looking at me like, what?
Joe, you know
What?
what it is. You know.
Anyway, well, lot of great announcements coming up. We're excited. Very, very, very excited. Lots of energy here as we continue to do what we have done with cancelthisshow.com. Okay, it's Tuesday. We're going to jump right in. Lots going on. Of course, Andrew Bailey coming up at 9 o'clock, the Missouri Attorney General. We're going to check in with Complete Auto Body Repair at 8:30. Sandy Travis, they're looking to hire some people. Terrific place to work. All climate-controlled environment there as well. Technicians, you name it. And of course, we've got our friend, Biff McCullough, in from Vehicle Protection Group. He's the owner, and he's a friend. Biff, good morning. Welcome into cancelthisshow.com. For the first time, you told me when you were coming in, you're like, man, you want me to come on camera? I was like, yeah. You jumping behind the show? Hell yeah, we want you to come in. You doing all right this morning?
Not too bad.
But see, you watch the show, and you've been on, and I've seen you like our stuff in the past as well. So I was like, hell yeah, it would only make sense because Biff was the first guy that I met when I came to St. Louis, under 30, who was really into politics, watched local news, and knew everything that we did. And then he was so damn intelligent when it came to politics. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, where did this kid pop up from? And of course, we developed that relationship. You had a successful warranty company and vehicle protection group, so we jumped in with that. I just had to tell the quick story. Can you remind people how we met? Because I thought it was the funniest story. It was at a local restaurant in the St. Charles County area.
Yeah, I was having a business dinner with a buddy of mine, and we were sitting at the bar, and I bet dinner that the guy next to us was on the local news channel, and he told me I was crazy, so I asked him, and sure enough, it was Vic.
Yeah, sure enough,
And
it was
here we are.
Vic. There he is.
The guy was like, what? That my dinner was paid for too. So I was like, damn, I like this guy. And I was like, you watch the news? You're under 30, man. I was like, crap, that's great. There's not many people who are under 30 watching. And then we've talked politics. We've talked life over the years, things of that nature. I was moving from a house to another house. Biff let me stay in his basement for a while too. Which was great. So it's good to have you on the show, my friend, to talk what we've got going on from a business standpoint. Let's talk there before we go. Vehicle Protection Group. You have been massive in this warranty industry for a long time as a business owner. You've decided to go back at times where you would scale down, you go back up. Tell us about Vehicle Protection Group and why and what you're looking for right now. Because I asked you, I was like, do you need to hire employees? You're like, yeah, we need employees.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we're looking for anybody that is just really money motivated. You know, you don't need experience or anything like that. We do on-site training, paid training. We offer weekly cash bonuses, competitive pay. It's just a fun, good atmosphere, you know.
How long is training, and what does somebody? Are you talking about people in a call center, or how does that work for people who may not understand?
Yeah, we're in a call center. Training lasts about a week, you know, sometimes less if you catch on quicker. But it's pretty simple. We have scripts for you to read, rebuttals for you to read, and then we have closers that come on and help you close your deals for you. So it's a pretty simple process. Is
there a phone number or a website that we can run? Because we can maybe run a scroll as well in regards to who people can call regarding getting information.
Yeah, you can go to the vpcnetwork.com, and there's a link on the website.
vpcnetwork.com, vpcnetwork.com. How many people are you looking for?
We're looking for about 4 or 5 right now.
So you're in the car warranty business, just so people understand. So how does that work when people come in, they get trained to take phone calls? Are they all inbound calls?
Yeah, everything's inbound. There's no outbound dialing. Everything's inbound. So these people that are calling in, they know what they're calling in for. They're interested in getting coverage on their vehicle or their home, because we also do home warranties as well. We're also looking for customer service reps, you know, to answer customer service calls that come in. So there's a lot of opportunities right now.
Where are you located, or where would that call center be? Because I'm assuming people would need to be in that call center.
We do have some people that work from home, which is a possibility, but currently we're on Weldon Springs off Wolfram Road.
All right, in the St. Charles County area. When it comes to that business, what kind of money are you talking legitimate? People always like, okay, if I do something like this, what's legitimate? What's a high end? What's a low end? I know it's all up to how successful a person can be.
So on the high end, my top reps are making, you know, $7,000 to $8,000 a month.
Wow, that's great money.
And then average reps, you should be making 4 to 5. I mean, if you're not making 4,000 or 5,000 a month,
then that's probably not the job for you.
It's not the space for you.
So it's probably somebody that needs to have good phone etiquette, that they like to talk a lot. Mm-hmm. They can't be very shy, I would guess. Or sometimes people are shy behind something, and in person, they're shy.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what would be a candidate that you would think, I know that this is going to work for them? Give me maybe 2 characteristics you think.
That's tough. We've brought people in that were like, oh, this guy is going to be a monster, and they're terrible. And then we brought people in that were like, really? I mean, come on, there's no way. And she's my top sales rep right now. Been with me for 12 years. You know?
That's
I guess you told her that after the fact. Yeah. We thought you were going to bomb.
Yeah, we thought you were going to be terrible, lady. But
yeah, you just never know. It's just different people take it differently. And it's one of those jobs that, you get out of it what you put into it.
So how can people get information right now if they're looking to get warranties regarding their vehicles or their homes right now? Is it vpcnetwork.com? Is that the place? You just go to the website?
Yeah, you can fill out a request a quote online, and our phone number's on the website as well. You can give a call, and we'll get a live representative to answer all day long.
Is there a place on your site where people can say, hey, we heard you, or we thought about you, or we saw you cancel this, and any sort of...
Yeah, there's a comment section on there.
On the comment section, let him know so he knows at the time that he's putting in. It would come back here from canceltheshow.com at vpcnetwork.com, vpcnetwork.com. I've always wondered about the car warranty business because it seems like there's so many companies that do it, and it seems like everybody's having success. Is that true? Is it not true?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, a lot of people do have success. You do see those unfortunate stories where, they're not not doing things the right way, and they're gone. They're here today, gone tomorrow. But I think we've done a pretty good job of cleaning that up and kind of keeping those people out of the business now. So I think, for the most part, people that are around they're pretty successful now.
What do you think separates warranty companies? Because I know it's like, I don't, I'm one of those, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I've gotten one when I've gotten them through dealerships in the past. So I didn't know, you have to trust, you have to do this when it comes to a business standpoint.
So the companies I sell, they're sold directly out of dealerships nationwide. So you can go get the same coverage at a dealership anywhere in the country that I offer you. And I think the thing that sets a lot of us apart is, there's a lot of companies out there that will set up an administrator just because their rates are super low, because there's more profit in it for them. We have an administrator. Our rates are pretty high because we pay our claims. We don't want to have any issues with customers. They're 2 years into their policy and they have a transmission issue, and the administrator wants to deny the claim for some nonsense.
Does that happen?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
You don't hear about that up front.
Well, and Bindi, who's on our chat line, she made a really great point that especially with the economy these days, that people are keeping their cars longer. I know we are. I still have a 2004 truck that would probably need a warranty on it, and it doesn't have one on there right now. We like to keep our cars a long time because I don't like to keep making the payments. Mm-hmm. Now, I know some people, every 2 years, they turn their car in. But I think with this economy, people are going to keep their cars right now.
Oh, absolutely. And then, a lot of people don't know parts right now are so hard to get.
Yes.
And then they're triple and sometimes quadruply marked up. And, you call any kind of service station right now, you're a 2-3 month wait just to get an oil change.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
Oh, great. I need an oil change. I'm glad you said that.
You want some kind of repairs done to your vehicle, it's even longer.
Right. That is correct.
Now, it becomes more expensive, obviously, if the parts are in demand. Is it taking longer too?
Yeah.
It does?
Unfortunately, yes. But the great thing with our policies is that we offer, we have roadside assistance, towing, as well as rental car reimbursement.
Yeah, vpcnetwork.com, Vehicle Protection Group, vpcnetwork.com. You can get a quote. You can just go online, get a quote very quick. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. I have seen more cars being kept longer, that's for sure. So once again, vpcnetwork.com. Biff's looking for employees. They can just go to the website, and what will happen when they go to the website? Do they click on anything in particular?
Yeah, I think it'll say on the very top of it, careers, and you can click on that, and it will get an alert instantly.
And then they can go ahead and just set up an interview and kind of go through the process to see if it's... What kind of hours, shift hours?
We are open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays.
How do shifts work? Do you work the entire shift, or there?
No, so we have, you can do 8 to 5 or 9 to 6.
Interesting. We had a question, Biff. They want to know: do you guys protect any car, EV, hybrid as well?
Yes, any vehicle.
Okay,
absolutely.
What about are they? Is it anything with wheels? I mean,
so if there are modifications to the car, depending on what they are, we will not cover it, just because when you modify a vehicle, it can cause other issues with the vehicle, and it's just a whole bag of worms we don't want to get into.
And okay, let's see. Anthony says, I have a 2010 truck with 250,000 miles, bad transmission, a door that won't open, and horrible rust in the rear cab. I'm keeping the truck until the engine or the transmission goes. I suck every penny out of my vehicles. Do you see vehicles like that? Do people try to get vehicles like that insured
I mean,
or get a warranty
every
on
once
it?
in a while we'll have someone call in and I don't know if they're joking or what, but yeah, we'll have that every once in a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm laughing at Anthony, but I'm really laughing at myself because that sounds like our 2004 Ford 150. Actually, that sounds just like that.
You have a 19-year-old vehicle right now?
Yes, we do.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yes, we do. And it runs really great and it looks really good. But that's because we have 5 children and every single one of them have thumped one side of it and it's been completely redone. So it looks like a brand new truck.
Hey, being a business owner, is it tougher now with the administration that we have with bureaucracy, red tape, taxing, things from that standpoint? Because I've always loved how you've been willing to talk about things and say, listen, I've got an open mind. If you want to change my mind, change my mind. Tell me why policies that we have right now with the Biden administration are better than anybody else. But you never hear anything.
No,
It's dead silent. What challenges? What are you dealing with being a business owner that has changed maybe under the current administration?
Well, currently right now it's really hard to find employees that actually want to work.
Yeah.
And when we do have people come in and apply and whatnot, they want the world and they don't want to put any effort in to get anything in return. And they just have this idea that, hey, you hired me, I should be making $100,000 a year because that's
how you started, right?
Yeah. I wish. And 'cause that's how the Biden administration, that's just, I guess those are the followers of the Biden administration. It's just people, they want the world given to them for absolutely nothing in return. And so we've had for the past 2 years, just awful time hiring people.
Yes, it's like people, they wake up and they come into your business and be like, okay, I woke up, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Now give me the paycheck. I don't have to do anything,
Yep.
but I'm here. I'm here. Just my presence is great.
What kind of ages of people have you seen just in your business come in? Is it all types of ages that you're talking about?
We've got, I think my youngest employee is like, I think he just turned 20. And we've got guys that are 58, 59. So we're all over the spectrum.
And you have you have good employees in that spectrum too, but you seem to have more people coming in that are just expecting the world, I guess.
Yeah, we have a lot of younger people coming in right now expecting the world.
Really? They're just clueless.
Absolutely clueless. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. And that really is a shame. So, I mean, it's so hard to employ people because young people do not have a very good work ethic right now.
No, but before the whole COVID nonsense, we had no issues. People came in. We feel that we are very competitive with our pay. And since then, it's like you think we're offering like $8 an hour or something like that.
One of our listeners is asking, 2020 with the whole, I don't want to say one of the words that happened during that period of time when we were all locked into our house. Do you think that had anything to do with the work ethic of young people?
Oh, 100%.
We can say pandemic.
Oh, I call it plandemic.
Or plandemic.
I call it a plandemic.
We call it the scamdemic in my office.
Very good. Okay.
But we actually never closed. We were open the entire time. None of my employees got sick. Go figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were open the entire time. We did really well during it. But then since they've basically weeded off of the scamdemic onto their other schemes, things have just gotten really tough with hiring people and payroll taxes and stuff like that. It's been tough the last year.
Are you excited for 2024? Do you think that things are on the up and up in regards to voting for a Republican candidate?
Yes and no. My worry is I feel like you see the games that the left plays.
Correct.
They're ruthless.
They are.
And then we have people over here. They're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna be fair. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. No, I mean, you got to take the gloves off at some point, and you got to start playing back. And I don't think if we don't do that in 2024, we're gonna have more of this nonsense for 4 more years.
How do we do that? You mean taking the gloves off? You mean Republican politicians?
Yeah, I mean they gotta start getting grimy just like the Democrats are. I mean we know the election was stolen. I mean, we know that. We
do know that.
And we've done nothing to prevent it from happening again.
Correct.
So what's to say they got away with it already?
Well, in some states, I think like in Missouri, you have to have a voter ID.
Yeah, true.
But there was even some voter fraud in Missouri too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I know it was definitely alleged. I know that for sure in Missouri. I always say, Biff, something happened. Something happened in Michigan.
Oh,
Something happened in Michigan. I mean, for the first time ever, voting stopped. Gee, okay, we're going to stop and we're going to check back in. It's like having the
I
Super.
thought it was election day, not election week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was interesting. I always give the analogy. It's like you're watching the Super Bowl, and then they decide to stop the game. And yeah, you know what? We're having some technical difficulties with the scoreboard. Yeah, we're just going to continue the game in a few days. Okay, that crap doesn't happen. I get what you're saying from that. Jessica says, of course, look who's running Michigan. Gretchen Whitmer, who is considered one of the front runners when Biden does not run for office. And I said that. That's kind of Biff what I've been saying. Is like I don't see any way in hell how the Democrats can run Joe Biden. I just don't. I don't see how it's going to happen. Not only would it not be smart, I don't think he can make it. I just don't think, especially when we show the video we're going to show in a little bit. Are you a Trump guy, or do you want to get into that?
Yeah, no, I do like Trump. I do. Numbers don't lie. I mean, look what he did in 4 years.
Exactly.
And from a business owner standpoint,
oh, absolutely, it was great.
Things were different for you guys too. I guess
yeah.
You didn't have difficulty hiring people either, did you?
No, not only for me, but for all my employees. You know, people don't realize the amount of money they lost, like 401k wise and stuff like that, when Biden took office. People they don't put that into consideration. You know, and things were just significantly better under Trump.
Yes, every business owner that I know, they really like Trump, and some will be like, okay, I vote for DeSantis, but I know what Trump did.
Yeah.
So not that DeSantis would be bad necessarily, maybe not, but Trump is a small business owner supporter for sure.
Well, Biff McCullough with Vehicle Protection Group, once again, Vehicle Protection Group, vpcnetwork.com, vpcnetwork.com. If you're looking for an opportunity with a job, give them a call, or you can just go to that website. You can fill out a form, let them know. You heard about them from cancelthisshow.com, the vpcnetwork.com. Biff's talked about several positions that they need, but if you do call and want a job, a good paying job, don't expect to just show up and get paid for doing nothing. As you said, you have people that come in the door and think that that's what happens.
Unfortunately.
Hey, but we'll have you back on. We appreciate it. Thanks for getting behind Cancel This and cancelthisshow.com. And thanks for being a friend. I'm glad you were willing to come. This wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it was all right.
All right, buddy. We'll talk later. All right.
Thank you.
Biff McCullough, and he supports the community big time. And we'll check back in with Biff. This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks. Pro Joe here as well. We go from one of our situations when it comes to business owners and people who are getting behind us, whom we'll jump into another one right now as well. We've got our friend, and Sandy Travis is joining us today from Complete Auto Body Repair. Sandy, I've always called you the #1 human resource manager in America after we had you on the last time, because you gave us the best walk and talk, talking about everything that Complete Auto Body Repair does, not only at the company, but jobs that you guys have available open to. It was a Tuesday open job forum. Thanks for joining us. How have things been over at Complete?
Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning, to you.
Sandy.
Good morning. I am out here at our Complete Auto Body in St. Peters. I thought I'd change it up. I was going to do it at my recruiting office, but the plumbers are there, and I was like, okay, guys, too much noise. So I decided to come up the street. It's in St. Peters. It's our Complete Auto Body, and that's where I'm going to do this today. We're really looking for some bodymen. So that is in preppers for painting and things like that. So I thought it'd be a good place to start off. Let me see if I can turn this around a little bit here.
Sure. You were great at it the last time you did it. And once again, as we continue to move through, we'd love for people to know the kind of jobs that you guys have. Since we had you on last time, we came out to the golf tournament, the Complete Auto Body Repair Golf Tournament, and I could not imagine a more happy, positive group of employees who absolutely love their boss. Curtis is amazing with what he does, and I know that starts throughout the company. We've had several listeners from the show and viewers who say they've brought their vehicles out there, and you guys have actually turned away business, telling them, yeah, you don't need us yet, or go check out somebody else. And I just wanted to make sure that people understand the kind of company that Complete is.
Yes. Well, we are the complete experience is what I kind of call us because we have a lot of things under one roof, which all work together under a hat, So that's what makes us, I think, extra special. And the main thing that makes us special is our culture. Um, we have the ability to be like a giant corporation, but we still run it like a family owned and operated. We want it to be a win-win for all of us. And that's how we run the business. So, hopefully people enjoy coming in and meeting us and the people that work for us. Yeah, we have top-notch people. We do a culture index, which shows us where to put them, the right person, right place, right time. And that's always my model. I want it to be a win-win. It can't just be for us. It has to be for them and grow their career and make them the best because obviously they are the best in their craft. And without them, we wouldn't be the best. So we want to always cheer on our people, our internal as well as our external guests. So that's where we come from, and that's what we believe in. And yes, Curtis Sparks is that's another thing I always describe in interviewing is that leadership of this company is our win for sure. They're leaders, they're not dictators. They let you be who you are. They know your craft and how good you are, and that's why they rely on us as well. They lead by example. So they always say they work for us. They don't like titles. They're just not those guys. So great group of young men that run this company, and Kurt leads it off. So kudos to you, Kurt.
What right now jobs do you guys have open, and what kind of details for people who may be interested? Not only people who are listening, but maybe family members that can pass some information along, Sandy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have several jobs. I probably interview for 62 different positions across our company. Automotive and things like that aren't like they used to be, where it was just a little mom and pop shop and you go and it's dirty and you just want to get dirty. I'm telling you, if you want to wear a suit and you want to go out in the field, we love those guys too, right? They're our cheerleaders. So we have right now, what I'm looking for a lot is body techs and pre-pep painters, mechanics as usual. Always can use a good mechanic, help us grow. We have the business and we want to put you to work. So most mechanics don't want to sit around. So come out and check us out because you'll stay busy and make a lot of money. So we have that. We also have CSRs, and those are our cheerleaders up front that take care of all our guests. They greet them, they pay them out, they make their appointments, they do all that kind of stuff. Also, a big thing I like to say is because I really promote internship and apprenticeship. I go to a lot of the tech schools, a lot of different schools, and speak to the kids. That's our future right there. So if I can get you in here and get you working with one of our experts and build your career, that's what we want to do. And we pay you to learn. So that's a win-win for both of us, right? So we do all that stuff. I also am looking right now for a employee relations specialist, which is kind of HR role, kind of someone that leads the team and builds all the fun stuff for them and keeps them motivated and wants to know what their wants and needs are and kind of help us get that going and build the relationships between the teams. So that's going to be a very important role. I've put that out last week and I've already got like 30 apps. So, but I'm looking for the right person. So maybe you're that guy. I don't know, our gal. So hit me up. And the way you can contact me is either through our website, completeab.com, or sandy.travis@completeab.com. You'll find us out there. Go to any of our websites and you'll be able to see where it's jobs and you can find me, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I have a listener, excuse me, is that she is saying that this sounds like a very interesting position and she wants to know what the job training entails and how long that might be. And do you hire veterans?
Absolutely, we hire veterans. And with that, what I'm looking for in the employee relations specialist is somebody that has background in HR. They know all the laws, they keep up on that, they have a degree in that. is what I'm really looking for, that, because that's going to be a big role over all 12 of our companies. It's going to be a big job. So I'm really looking for somebody that is certified in that and has had at least 5-6 years of experience doing HR stuff, knowing all the laws and all the different things they change. Every law in the country changes daily,
Sure
right?
does.
So we want to make sure somebody keeps up with that and make sure everything's good for our people. That's the main thing I want to do, is build them relationships between all the teams and work closely with Kurt and let us know where the world's going, I guess, so yes, that's something we really are interested in doing. As we grow, we need that kind of lead in our team. So,
Well, and I highly recommend, if you are in this industry at all, to go work from them. I am now a customer in the Cottleville location. We've had 2 cars there. Excuse me, goodness. And as well as my father-in-law is coming, I've had friends come, and everyone is extremely impressed. The workmanship is fantastic. And when you come in, everyone is so friendly and helpful. And in 2 cases, you can tell that you're a very honest company, because in 2 cases, and one of them was us, and one of them was a friend of ours that said, hey, we'd love to do the work for you, but your vehicle is under warranty. And so you can take it back to the dealership, or in the case we have a Cadillac that we bought used. So we didn't think it was under warranty, but Complete Auto Body and Repair was honest with us and said, hey, you need to go take this back to the dealership. And I was so impressed with that. My husband was so impressed. And compared to any other place we've paid, it was almost half. And I'm not exaggerating. It was half of what we would pay somewhere else. And it is just a wonderful, honest place. We are very impressed as a family.
yes, they are very good. All our leads up here, estimators, service writers, they're going to tell you the right thing and turn you in the right direction. Even our techs and stuff, they're not going to do things that aren't necessary. They'll tell you. I mean, I work here and they take care of my car on a regular, right? And they'll be like sending me stuff, and they'll be like, this isn't necessary right now. You got a few months. And I'm like, really? You know what I mean? Because anybody else would have probably hit me with the bill with everything that looked like it was going wrong, right? And they're not.
You have
like
great
that.
benefits as well, I'm assuming, right?
Absolutely. We have all the benefits. We have health, medical benefits, dental, vision. We have 401k in place. We have all kinds of things that are happening here. We offer Legal Shield to all of our people as well. So it's, I don't the interviewer and the one that finds people, but that's first thing I say to them, especially the younger people. I'm like, get in on that 401k as soon as you can, because we do 6% a year. We're one of the highest. They check every year and make sure we're the highest percent. So I always tell the youngins, make sure you get in on that. Nobody gives you free money, so I do coach and teach those kids that, because it's not like that in a lot of places. And that's what I think really makes me so happy being in the position I am, because I know we offer the best, we do the best, and we are the best. And I always tease Kurt and say, yeah, I drink the Kool-Aid and I serve it up, but I believe in it, so
That's awesome.
I've been in big corporations and recruited for 30 years, but I've never worked for young men like this. And they're never going to stop, and they're the real deal. They give back to the community. They know where they came from. These guys weren't born with silver spoons. They just came out and built their stuff and give back to community. We're really big, like you guys said, backstepper. It's funny you said that when I first came on here, because I was looking at your stuff and I seen you guys all at the golf tournament, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even see him there. I was so busy that day, so
well,
I was there.
We were working a hole. That's why we were working a golf hole that day. We were there the entire
day.
I saw you from a distance, but you had like 10 people around you, so I did not want to bug you.
Yeah, I had that. I usually have the main tent right at when everybody pulls off. And I had a police officer working with me that day about building the community in North County and getting things going for the kids. He was in my tent. And so we were selling all that kind of stuff for him and trying to get people signed up and involved in that for the community. And that day is such a big event anyway. There's no way you can see everybody that's there. I love to, but they don't let me out on a golf cart. They make me stand in the They're like, you need to be right here. So,
well, Sandy, we appreciate you jumping in today. Anything you need to remind people about before we let you go?
If you're out there looking for anything, or you have a friend or a neighbor or someone you know, send them in my direction. I'm sure I can help them do something or find something to do within our business, because we really have a lot to offer. And you might start doing something and see something else that catches your eye. And we've had that in our complete family. We had mechanics that would tow a couple nights a week, and then they end up turning into full-time drivers, and they're great out in the field because they can help people fix their car on the side of the road. And they do that if they think it's just a spark plug, and then they'll send them on their way. That's who we are as a company. We want to help you. It isn't about us. It's about helping people in the community and growing and making them feel good and giving back. It's kind of like, I always say old school because I'm old. So this is how life was when I was young. And I'd love to see that happen again. I have grandchildren. I think, what's the world going to be like? But we get more people like Curtis Sparks, it's going to be good. So,
Sandy, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. We'll continue to check in with you at Complete Auto Body Repair. Once again, CompleteAB.com. Have an awesome day, okay?
You too. Thanks, guys.
All right. She is the best human resource manager you're going to find. Curtis found the right woman for that job.
Absolutely. She's just a delight. And we just had two companies that are patriot friendly. So if you guys, know anyone that needs a job right now, there is two places that you can go that are going to support you. They support the military, they support the police, and even more so, maybe they support the whole community. So there's two good options for you to go and get a job. If you know one of your kids, one of your relatives, if somebody needs one, call them up today.
All right. We appreciate you guys jumping in. This is cancelthisshow.com. Of course, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks and Projo. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we are going to talk with Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. Lots going on in the office, lots going on in the state. If you have questions, let us know. Chime in. Go ahead. If there's something that's affecting you, something you're worried about, something you're happy about, let us know so that we can talk with Andrew. He's doing his monthly segment as he does with us. We are grateful for that. Also, we have some videos and things that we need to get to. They're just funny stuff that we go through. We're putting shows together. Stuff that just, it's, and we're being fair today. We're going to show you Republican stuff and Democratic stuff. First of all, we got to, it's our daily Joe Biden, because whenever they let him out of his wherever he stays,
wherever he's sleeping in his hole,
something happens. Something always happens. Yesterday was the sad part where we saw him like nubbing or nibbling or trying to nibble on the back of a little girl in her parents' arms, which was sick, and nothing even funny about it. But sometimes in life, things just happen. We'll show you this video, but look closely just so you see it, because I don't know if we'll be able to show it a second time or not. We'll see. Joe Biden at a bookstore. Just look at the section that he happened to go to and that he's looking for books. I think this was staged. Somebody doesn't like him. They're doing everything they can to get him out of the office, because anybody with half a brain would keep him aware. What section is he with books?
He is in the brain exercises for dementia section. And,
are you serious?
Yeah. And wait till you see the stack of books he picks up. He is really interested in this topic.
Whoa.
All right. We'll show it to you right here. It is.
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're grade A, number one, bona fide first class. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. And you'll be one.
Look at the stack.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
For our podcast listeners, Joe Biden is standing in the middle of a bookstore with a sign. Does that say dementia?
It says brain exercises for dementia.
There's a sign right in front of him as he's picking books up for our podcast listeners. Now, our viewers can see it, but our listeners, I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Oh my gosh.
It's provided on a daily basis, the stuff that we get. Everybody's smiling, taking pictures of him. Somebody had to see that, right?
He was not in on this joke, I guarantee.
Yeah, right.
He's not in on most of it.
No, he really was probably concerned with how his brain is now operating, so he really wanted to see about it. But I guess he probably didn't know that there would soon be a video with the song with "Dumbass" on there, which was his
dumbass.
I love that. You're a dumbass.
He's in the dementia books department.
Give me a break. I mean, how do you defend that? I mean, really?
Oh, okay. I'm going to go get 3 or 4 books. He's patting the books.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
And look at the stack. Look, there's at least 20.
What's he doing?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
His handlers, everything you do when you're the president, hell, everything you do when you're the CEO of any is watched. There's boards that overlook you. You have to say certain things, dress certain ways, walk a certain way.
He looks like I used to look when I would go to a buffet. He's just grabbing all kinds of stuff.
You go to a buffet. He's got a book buffet for sure.
Right.
And you wonder about his handlers. You're like, can you like steer him somewhere else? But no, they let him do all this stuff. It's just astounding to me.
Oh my God.
Oh, he is a dumbass. That was a great song.
Okay. Well, from that, we go over to Mike Pence because, Mike Pence, boy, he is really, I mean, when he was chosen as the vice president, his popularity was sky high. Then we know what happened towards the end of the Trump presidency. And then, of course, January 6th. And a lot of Americans did not like, Republicans, that is, did not like Mike Pence. And then he had some comments as he tried to throw his name into the hat to be a Republican nominee. I think he still thinks he's a nominee. He's not. I got nothing against him. You're not a huge fan, Lizzie. But
no, I'm not.
After getting torched by Tucker over the Turning Point conference over the weekend with his stance on Ukraine, which was really, really bad, he was in a parade. And I don't like what this girl did. If I'm a parent, that girl is being grounded. I am grounding her.
Grounded
or whatever.
Grounded? You're grounding your 10-year-old?
Whatever. Hell yes. Phone taken. Yes. There would be severe discipline.
That girl would get extra dessert in my house.
Mine too. Mine would get the biggest. I'd be like, kid, you want to go to the ice cream store and get the biggest
All
ice
right.
cream?
Let's show you the video from her parade, what this girl did. Oh my God. Just, can you continue to show that?
Yeah, do it again. Do it again.
This girl, wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's
right in the kisser.
Right in the kisser. Now, I really wouldn't want one of my kids to throw something at Mike Pence. However, that being said, it was kind of.
Oh, they said it wasn't Pence. He said it's been debunked.
Oh, well, then who was it?
I don't know, but.
Well, let's pretend, okay? No,
I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding. But can I? What a throw! Can we see her throw again?
Yeah.
Boom.
It looks somebody like him that walks like him with the hair and all that. It looks just like him. But nonetheless, there's just so many people that do not like Pence. They do not like him anymore. And I think he's.
Oh, Melody said he reminds her of McCain.
Oh my gosh, Melody's right.
And Aaron says it was a local politician. I don't care what it was, but oh my God.
That was a good throw.
It was a good throw.
She's like, yeah,
got a future.
Holy
my gosh.
crap, does she have a future? Pence or not, I mean, and the politician just keeps on walking. Is that, I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do, but anyway.
Right.
I wonder if something happened to her. Did law enforcement come and get her for, abusing someone, or did they find her? That's interesting. I'd like to know more about this, actually.
Oh, that happens. And I know we have listeners from all over the country, most in the Missouri area, but Melody says, and I'm a Hoosier. And she's not a big Mike Pence fan for whatever reason that goes. Once again, before we take a quick break, before we go into the Attorney General, we talk about craziness happening all over this country, of course. We talk about times and end times. Have you ever heard of the doomsday fish? Or have you guys heard of the doomsday fish?
Not before you talked about it. I hadn't heard it.
Well, recently, The New York Post posted pictures that we're going to show us divers encountering what is known as the doomsday fish. Does it mean anything? This was divers off Taiwan, and this fish had all kinds of shark bites on it. Sharks couldn't do anything to the doomsday fish. Look at that thing. I mean, what has anybody ever seen a fish like that?
No, it almost looks like a submarine.
It's huge, first of all.
It looks like something off a Japanese animation cartoon.
That's what I was thinking too.
But allegedly, it's all real.
Maybe it's AI.
It is all real.
Wow. I wonder why they call it doomsday exactly.
You only see it when it's doomsday.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they
look at
said
its face.
It's also called the earthquake fish, and they said it measured around 6.5 feet long. It looks bigger than 6 feet to me, but regardless, a 6-foot fish is pretty damn big. It's not a shark, not a whale, not a dolphin, but they don't see them. They just don't see these fish ever, and then all of a sudden, the fish that's been termed the doomsday fish is now showing up.
Very metallic, very reflective.
It is interesting. I've never seen it. Now, I'm not somebody who gets into fish and everything else. I just never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty genius. It's very stealthy because I would imagine underwater it's nearly impossible to see from a distance.
Yeah, it kind of like adapts to its environment for sure. But look at its face. It's almost like a cartoon character that's saying, "What the hell, people, leave me alone." I mean, look at his face. He's not really happy, I don't think. And on Troy, a lot of people on the line are saying it's AI. And that's the sad thing. It probably is a real fish, but all of us, now just doubt everything we're seeing.
Don't know what to trust what we see.
The largest earthquake fish / doomsday fish measured in at 36 feet.
Wow. Holy cow.
Anyway, in this day and age, you don't know. We're getting all kinds of stuff that continues to happen. We come across videos and things that we just wanted to post. And Joe reminds me, did we get through all those things that we've been saving? Yeah, pretty much. We'll get into all that. Okay. Hey, we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk with Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, totally kicking ass in Missouri in the Show Me State. He's showing you what he's about, what Republicans are about. We'll get into a good interview with him. We'll have some fun with him. He's always game to go. If you have questions, let us know. We'll jump in with that with Andrew Bailey. But first, take a look at our partners, our sponsorship partners, and we'll be back with more. CancelThisShow.com right after this. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks and Projo.
Waited, and now it's here. The unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winties in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winties in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. And welcome back to CancelThisShow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks. Pro Joe in the house as always. CancelThisShow.com, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, CancelThisShow.com. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Getting a lot of comments about the Joe Biden video, that's for sure. In regards to being in the dementia section, oh my gosh. And I'm just going to tell you, politicians, when you're making appearances, you're going from here, you're going from there, you're taking pictures. You have to rely on people. You really do. Your team is every bit as important as the information you have to give to make sure you're going to the right spot. He has to trust. And you got to keep that man out of there. You can't send Joe Biden to the dementia section of a bookstore and then take pictures and video of him and put that out all over the place. Please stop it. Don't do it. Of course, we love your questions. Let us know for our live listeners today to the show. If you have questions that you would like us to ask Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, we will certainly do that. Do we have the Attorney General on with us right now, Joe?
We do.
All right. Well, we'll jump in and see how we're going. We bring in the man, Andrew Bailey, the Show Me State. He's been showing us what he's been doing since he took office. Andrew, good morning. Thanks for jumping back in with us, my friend. You look
Hey,
rested.
good morning. Thanks for having me on.
How the hell do you look rested? You do. You look good. You look rested.
Hey, man, justice never sleeps.
Oh, what a response.
That is a good answer, isn't it? That is really good.
Hey, what's got you really excited these days going on in the state? Because we could literally take a dart, throw it at the dartboard, and hit something that you and your office is working on.
We're firing on all cylinders to protect Missourians' constitutional rights. I believe firmly that the Constitution was intended to protect us from the government. The Biden administration is attacking the Constitution, is attacking the rule of law, and attacking Missouri by basically having this attitude that they get to do whatever they want until someone tells them stop. Well, then fine, game on. We will use the court system to tell them when to stop when they're violating the laws or violating the constitutional rights of Missourians. And certainly we're going to fight to protect that. The First Amendment case that we've got pending right now in the United States District Court, we got a nationwide injunction that stops this coercion and collusion from the Biden administration to silence American voices on big tech social media platforms. That was really an important case. We've got to build a wall of separation between tech and state. The first brick of that wall was laid on July 4th. And what a great way to celebrate this nation's birthday than by restoring the First Amendment guarantee to free speech and protect core political speech. The three problems with the speech that Biden silenced on big tech social media platforms.
Well,
Number one,
real quick, were they trying they were trying to get an injunction to stop this from moving forward yesterday, right?
That's right.
And then they were blocked.
Yeah. So, they were blocked by the district court. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has paused just long enough to allow us to get to oral argument on August 10th. So we're going to take the matter up in a 3-judge panel at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals on August 10th. But I'm confident in our success on the merits and keeping this injunction in place, keeping that wall of separation between tech and state. The three problems with the speech that Biden silenced on big tech social media platforms. Number one, it was illegal. This was core political speech. And the court has found that based on the evidence we put on at our hearing back in May. Secondly, it was truthful speech. all the things that they say they're all the dis, and malinformation they say they're protecting us from, it was actually all true. And third, it was exclusively conservative speech. I mean, again, it's like he's weaponizing the federal government to silence any voice of opposition, which is the entire point of the First Amendment, to allow a free marketplace of ideas uninhibited from government censorship. So this is the most important First Amendment case in a generation. We will keep fighting that case, and I'm looking forward to getting back into court on August 10th to litigate this further at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. And I think eventually we end up at the United States Supreme Court.
Yeah, I see it going there as well. No doubt in my mind from that standpoint. When it comes to everything that's going on, when you're out and about talking to people, what are you hearing from people around the state that they want you to work on the most, or something that they're very excited about that they see? We know that you're not always going to have victories right and left, but there are victories in certain things that you have to work on that people are telling you.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Kim Gardner issue in St. Louis was such a critical issue, and I think people are excited that we were bold,
They are
courageous on that, and that we got her out of there and have restored the rule of law and justice for victims in St. Louis. That was a huge win for the people of the city of St. Louis, and for honestly the entire region in the state. She was an inhibitor to all kinds of economic development and other issues. So that was a huge win. People are really excited about that one. People are concerned about federal overreach right now. They see Joe Biden's administration as attacking our way of life, attacking our system of government, attacking the rule of law, and most importantly, attacking our constitutional rights. And so we have multiple pieces of litigation, multiple lawsuits right now that we have pending against the Biden administration to fight back against that. And we're doing it on all fronts. I mean, look, Joe Biden wants to use an army of bureaucrats to tell us what we can drive, which bathrooms we can use, that we can't have gas stoves, that we can't use our property without the EPA giving us authority to. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so we've got to keep fighting back. Another huge win recently was on the student loan repayment case at the United States Supreme Court. That happened a few weeks back. And I got to sit at counsel table and represent the state of Missouri at the United States Supreme Court on that case. And as someone who went to college on an Army scholarship and then law school on the post 9/11 GI Bill, that one was personal for me. And I paid for my college in blood, sweat, and tears and service to my nation. It was a privilege to get to do that. But we're not going to let Joe Biden saddle working Missouri families with Ivy League debt. And so that was a huge win to restore the constitutional balance. The Congress has the authority to appropriate money, not the president. And the statute he was using did not authorize him to transfer, $500 billion in debt. And so it was a rule of law issue as well. Huge win at the United States Supreme Court on that issue.
My daughter, Heather Hicks, works in your St. Louis office, and she is highly impressed with how quick you've come in here and started to clean up St. Louis. You are really working for the citizens, both left and right. And everyone that I'm walking to and talking to, they like your gusto. That's the word I'm hearing, that you came in, you didn't wait, you just came in and came out with all cylinders firing.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. Appreciate her service to the state of Missouri and support and you saying that. Look, when I was in the Army, I was an armor officer, so I was trained on tanks. And you go to it's the George S. Patton Armor School, and you learn the fundamentals of the offense. In armored warfare, you always want to be shooting, moving, and communicating, and constantly staying on offense. And one of the fundamentals of the offense is audacity, and that's always stuck with me. And so that's how I litigate cases. That's how I manage, and we're going to keep fighting. I mean, you can't slow down. You can't give up. You can't take a pause. You got to keep pushing forward. It throws the enemy off balance when you can keep driving forward and outpace your enemy. And I think that's really important in today's fight.
We're talking with Andrew Bailey, Missouri's Attorney General, came out of the gate swinging, super success so far in the Show Me State. When it comes to our veterans in the state of Missouri, and it's such a difficult situation to talk about, at least in my opinion, because we hear certain stories about veterans not being taken care of in certain parts of the country. In Missouri, we had a question where one person was curious if you've gotten any reports of maybe veterans not being taken care of how they should be being taken care of in hospitals, in situations in the state of Missouri. Has any of that gotten to you right now, and your thoughts about that subject from a legal standpoint?
Yeah, look, we've got to take care of our veterans. There are certain benefit programs in place that have been earned, again, through blood, sweat, and tears and service to the nation. And we owe that debt of gratitude to our veterans. And so we're always going to fight to protect veterans and make sure they have access to the services they need, and certainly to the healthcare they need. One of the concerns we have is with the weaponization of the federal government in the culture war fight. And so, for instance, when the VA starts focusing on things like trying to get around state law as it relates to abortion or other topics, instead of providing healthcare to veterans, that I'm going to be upset about that. And we're going to take the fight to the enemy on that, because again, the VA is there to serve veterans, not push Joe Biden and his army of bureaucrats culture war left-wing agenda.
We're talking with Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. Another question. Years ago, we know that China has purchased farmland all over the country. They were allowed to do it. I'm not up to date if that's still happening or not. Some of that land was purchased, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the state of Missouri. If that is the case, Andrew, is there anything that can be done about that to take away a sale, buy back, anything of that nature to keep China out?
Yeah, we've got to keep the enemies of the United States away from out of the state of Missouri and away from buying up property in the state of Missouri. You know, it's probably, I know there was a bill that was moving through the General Assembly this year. I don't think it got across the finish line. So we need to lean into that and make sure that happens. Other states have done this successfully. And I have deep concerns about President Biden's unwillingness to protect our national sovereignty and our national security. I mean, look at the Chinese spy balloon incident. You know, that balloon was allowed to pass across the United States of America and focus on Missouri. It stopped in Missouri and focused on military installations in the state of Missouri. And Joe Biden shot it down after it already completed its mission. I mean, thanks for nothing. So look, if we know the president's not willing to secure the southern border from what amounts to nothing short of an invasion, a migrant invasion. And so, you know, if he's not going to protect America's national security and our sovereignty, we're going to have to find tools and resources to do it on the home front, and let updated legislation that empowers the state of Missouri to protect ourselves from a foreign enemy like the communist Chinese Communist Party is going to be really critical.
What about the immigration standpoint, illegal immigration? Because we talked to you a little bit about this last time you were on. There's a man named John Rourke, 16-year Army veteran. He runs a company called Operation Cleanup. He's at the border cleaning up all the trash that's left behind, and gave us, he's been there 11 times in 2.5 years already. So he works the border. We're going to go down with him and get video sometime just to show what is actually happening. He said, I promise you, you've got all kinds of illegal immigrants coming into Missouri, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you hear something like that, how do you respond to that?
Look, I mean, this is a crisis. President Trump had the same laws on the books that President Biden has. The immigration laws haven't changed much in the last 20, 30 years. And so President Biden was able to use the tools at his disposal to reduce border crossings by more than 90%. And yet Biden comes in and opens the floodgates, and nothing short of a migrant invasion, and it's making Missouri less safe. We know fentanyl is flooding across the border. There's human trafficking. This is a crisis of epic proportion. We've got multiple lawsuits pending against President Biden right now. One of them is to force him to build the border wall, complete the border wall that Congress appropriated money for. And we got a huge win at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals that reinstated that lawsuit, and we're continuing to fight that out. We're not going to let President Biden pervert the immigration code to naturalize or to allow in, as criminal aliens. And that's exactly what he's doing. And my problem with the whole thing is, every time the DHS secretary testifies in Congress, he tries to tell Congress that, oh, there's not a problem. There is no, border crisis. There is no illegal crossing. I mean, at what point does Congress look to impeach this individual for lying to Congress? Because we can see it with our own eyes. And here's the other problem. If you watch the news coverage of this, a lot of the people that are flooding across the border, it's not like they're showing up here in tattered clothing on rafts that are about to sink. Many of them have cell phones that are nicer than mine. So right. These folks are just here to take advantage of a situation. They're not doing this the right way. We have laws on the books. Joe Biden just needs to use the laws on the books. And so we're going to use the laws at our disposal to try to force his hand and try to protect Missourians from this crisis.
Talking about protecting Missourians from a crisis and all people in the state of Missouri, I did see that you and the Kansas Attorney General have threatened lawsuits against any Fortune 100 companies that continue to use or threaten to use any sort of, I guess, DEI agendas in their hiring. Can you update people on what forced you into that situation?
Yeah, well, the best way to end racial discrimination in the United States of America is to stop discriminating on the basis of race. Let's look at the content of people's character and their merit rather than the color of their skin. And that's been the promise of the 14th Amendment since its inception after the Civil War. That's certainly what Dr. Martin Luther King fought for. That's what the Supreme Court reaffirmed most recently in the affirmative action case. In fact, the quote, to end racial discrimination, stop discriminating based on race, is a direct quote from the United States Supreme Court. And so that's what that letter's all about. These companies need to understand that they need to put profits first and keep a free, fair, and open market. And the best way to stop this is to advance people based on merit, not based on the color of their skin.
From our viewer, just wanted us to tell you, you're a force, Mr. Bailey. Keep it up. We appreciate it. Also, at the same point in time, this is a massive, I don't know if you can get into this. It's just one of those questions where you could do an all-day seminar on it. Is there any quick way to talk about to reform the welfare system in the state of Missouri from a legal standpoint?
That is a very good question. And you're right. It's a big question. I think it actually is a thread that we need to pull on and look at a little bit differently. There's a system of cooperative federalism that was implemented in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And essentially what it is there's federally funded programs that are administered by the state. So the 10th Amendment says that the state, the federal government, any powers not explicitly given to the federal government and not prohibited to the states are reserved by the states and the people of the states. And from that 10th Amendment, you get the anti-commandeering doctrine. Essentially, the federal government can't coerce the state to carry out federal programs. So what they do is cooperative federalism. And so what they say is, hey, look, we're going to have all this money. You can access this money if you want, if you administer the program, but you got to do it by our rules. That worked for several years. The problem is it has stopped working because, again, President Biden has weaponized federal bureaucratic agencies to fight a culture war. So now it's not just that we're getting a hand up from federal programs, is that it comes with a price tag, and the price tag is indoctrination into woke left-wing ideology. And at some point, the people of the state of Missouri are going to have to say, is it worth it anymore? And I think there's all sorts of federal programs that have been weaponized and federal bureaucratic agencies that have been used to push a woke left-wing ideology instead of fulfilling their original intent. And at some point, we cross the threshold from cooperative federalism into the prohibited anti-commandeering doctrine.
Dude, Andrew Bailey, Missouri Attorney General. Do you get days off?
That's a very good question. I eat, breathe, sleep this job. I care about the people of the state of Missouri and our constitutional rights and our system of government. I've got 4 small children, 10, 9, 5, and 1.
I hope you get to see them every now and then, Andrew.
I do. Yeah, I've spent the 4th of July reading a 155-page preliminary injunction from the district court on the First Amendment case and flipping burgers on the grill. So, it's but it's good. I want my kids to grow up in a country that, in a state that, where we're still free to think, speak, and act, and be safe from criminal attack. I mean, these are basic foundational principles that our country was founded upon. Why are we are stewards of a legacy of freedom, and it is incumbent upon us to hand that legacy off to the next generation intact. And we can't take steps backwards. And that's why I dedicate so much time and energy to this position.
I found this very interesting. A few weeks back, you were in DC. I can't remember why you were there, but you posted a picture, and I think Missourians may get a kick out of this. You and Josh Hawley together, and the picture simply said, "My law professor." So Josh Hawley was your law professor at the University of Missouri?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I took 2 of Professor Josh Hawley's classes, and then I took one of his wife, Erin Hawley's ag law class. So I am well trained, in the law by the professors Hawley, and certainly owe them a debt of gratitude and appreciate their mentorship. And I mean, they were such great professors. And oh my goodness, we're so lucky to have Senator Hawley in Washington, D.C. fighting the good fight on our behalf. And I certainly look up to his wife. And if you look at the work that she does, oh my gosh, she is a force to be reckoned with in the courtroom, and her advocacy on some really critical constitutional law issues have moved this country in a better direction from a legal perspective in the past few years. So her work is extremely commendable as well.
Damn, if there was a sitcom that was based upon you two, you guys could play yourselves. You look like Hollywood actors in that picture, man. I mean,
he's much sharper, much more sharp looking than I am. I'll take a back seat for sure.
No, I'm just saying that's a damn good picture, and 2 University of Missouri law school guys making headways for the state of Missouri. That's for sure. Hey, before we let you go today, is there anything that Missourians need to be looking out for? Anything that that we can help promote in regards to people needing to look forward to or letting your office know about?
Yeah, check us out at ago.mo.gov. That's ago.mo.gov. You can follow us on social media. Check out some of the work we're doing. We like to keep the public updated. I think one of my responsibilities is coming on shows like this and just explaining what we're working on and why we're doing it. And I think if you know a little bit about me, it explains why I'm so passionate about some of these issues. And so that's a great way to follow us. We've got some big stuff coming up this summer. Like I said, on August 10th, We'll be at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals arguing in this big tech social media case about censorship, trying to protect Missourians' right to free speech. We'll be litigating the Second Amendment Preservation Act at the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals this summer. We've got more work to do on the Gardner case. I want to publish a report that lays out everything that went wrong there and why it happened and what systems need to be put in place to prevent it from happening again. I mean, we can't just go relapse back to the status quo. We've got to keep pushing forward and making structural change to protect our constitutional rights and protect the Missourians. And so we're going to keep pushing forward. And those are kind of 3 big ticket items that'll hit all this summer in the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, we'll check in with you next month, man. We appreciate the time. We hope you enjoy it. And of course, our viewers and listeners are certainly being educated by everything that's going on. Seriously, though, good job so far. Thanks and good luck.
Very impressed. Very impressed. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate y'all. Talk soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Andrew Bailey. We've got that picture of him and Josh Hawley looking really good together.
Right. Well, you know what? It was interesting that he mentioned Josh Hawley's wife, because Josh Hawley's wife, as you know,
she's a genius.
She is. I hear she is just so intelligent. And then a local news reporter was, kind of bashing her a little bit. And what I was very impressed was, no matter who you are, you're going to protect your woman. And she doesn't need protected. She is a badass. But he kind of came after the reporter for dissing her a little bit. So I was very impressed by that.
I love Bailey. That guy gets so much done.
Oh,
and somebody said, man, he talks so fast. I was like, if you had as much on your plate.
Yes.
We're going over here. We're doing this.
We're doing
that done. We're over here. Yeah, Paula, we appreciate it. We love it when we have Bailey on. They had asked to join us on a monthly basis, so we'll have them on again next month just to get the word out. And by the way, he is very, very open to media all over the place. I mean, we're grateful. We'll toot our horns, but he's also doing media elsewhere too. And I love to see it, because you need as much of that out there as possible when it comes to. Jeannie says that's military talk.
Yes. He was going really fast like that. Yes, that is military talk. I was thinking about that too.
But there is a lot that's going on. Get a lot done. And of course, Eric Schmitt did a terrific job. He really did, in my humble opinion. A lot of times you have to do what your job is, and that's start cases and sue things and make sure that there are things that are not happening in your state that you don't want if you're elected by, the people. So that's what he is doing right now, following up on all of those situations that happen. This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks and Projo, taking care of everything that's going on. All right. We've got a situation. This Anthony Fauci, I don't know if this pisses you guys off or not, but Anthony Fauci has got he's got a sweet deal. He's allegedly retired right now, but Fauci is getting security detail around the clock. That has only happened for presidents and their families and vice presidents and their families in our country when they move on. Not a man that was in his position. It's never happened. But now Fauci, the fraud chief, taxpayer funded security detail around the clock. And not only that, guess what else? He gets limousine service.
That is just not right. I'm sorry. It's not right.
Taxpayer funded limousine service for Fauci. And he doesn't have to accept any of this, but he does.
Well, and he's going to accept it. The man just is money, hurt people. I mean, I'm not a fan. I could go on and on and on.
A complete idiot. And this isn't just opinion. This is fact. From what he said, we've played his sound bites from the start to where we are now on everything regarding that happened in the pandemic, as terrible as it was, up and down, all around, saying this, saying that. Today we're going to do this. Tomorrow we're going to do that. Then trying to avoid that he said it. Then videos being deleted. Then sound bites not being shown. Then saying, oh, well, that's what I had at this time. That's what I had at that time. And this guy, he gets booed when he goes out to ballparks, or at least the last time he went out to throw a pitch. He got his ass booed off the field. Okay, that's not our opinion here. That's a fact. It happened. And this guy in some places gets treated as if he's a rock star, like Washington University elites. He hangs out with the elites. He's not normal, average, everyday like us. He's an elite. And he's now continuing to live that lifestyle, retired, on your tax dollars. And we're not doing the deep dive today, but if you really want, look him up. Look him up all the way back to the AIDS situation, to HIV. It'll blow your mind, his involvement with some things that he did there, because I can tell you right now, the community that needed or was suffering the most from the AIDS epidemic could not stand him. Said that he was the guy that gave them bad advice. And it's brutal to think that this guy might be loved by millions and despised by millions. And guess what? It's only because people who associate with parties. If you want, then I think that if you want to give your tax dollars towards Anthony Fauci having his own limousine, then fine, you can mark that. But the rest of us should not have to pay for this man to have limousine service, literally limousine service in retirement and 24/7 security detail.
That is crazy. He goes around, and this is my opinion, that I think his plan going all the way back to 2015, going to Wuhan with Obama and all this kind of stuff, and putting in poison in people's, anatomy. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get, our show in trouble. But I think he is a murderer. I really do. And I will back that. I think he's a murderer, and yet he gets the limousine. It just drives me nuts.
Troy says that his death jab promotions are paying off now, unfortunately. So anyway, that happens from that standpoint. Also, you've got a situation that's going on where you've got Anthony Fauci looking and doing whatever he possibly can to continue to promote what he said. Now, when he was at Washington University in May, he said one of the biggest problems is fake news. He literally talked about, quote, fake news. Like you can't, he's like, people are trying to discredit our medical prowess, our medical information, everything that we have going on, everything that we taught. Yet he refused to talk about all the times he's been wrong from the start of everything that we have dealt with. He wouldn't do that. And of course, reporters would not ask him about that because they're afraid and they can't go back to newsrooms and say, oh, well, we didn't ask. Well, we asked this. And they're like, what? He's here. This is a happy, joyous time. He's here for graduation. But that's what can happen sometimes. So anyway, just thought it was interesting to pass that along. Not that you have any say over it, unfortunately, because we don't right now. However, that's what you have to deal with. Are we still dealing with? Do you have your comments up, Lizzie?
I do have. I do have all the comments are up. It froze for a little bit.
Mine disappeared.
Yeah, they're all okay. It froze for a little bit because we had to block a troll, and we don't like to censor people. We really don't. But when you cross the line and say something beyond, I don't even want to say it, but he was talking about murder and this and that, and I have to monitor the chats. That's my job. And when he blocked me, and I can't see what he's saying, he got to go. He got to go.
Oh, did that just happen?
Yes. So he's, and I should have gotten rid of him last week when he talked about Ashley Babbitt, but I could see comments on our actual particular cancel this, but me personally, because I've got all these things going on, I couldn't see him. And people were like, he's commenting again. And I'm like, okay, goodbye.
Was something like really bad said or was something bad said again?
It was, no, he just was saying things that he has a right to say. I don't agree with him. He was just saying that Fauci was so great. And when I went to comment on him, he blocked me.
Oh.
So I couldn't see that anymore.
Oh.
And so you can't block the moderator. You're gone.
Nope. No, you can't.
You can't.
I totally understand that.
Yeah. And a lot of people are thanking me for it because I should have gotten rid of him before, but he's the only one that we've blocked since we started Cancel This 7 months ago, because that's who we are, is cancel this. We don't want to cancel anyone, but there's two things that you can cross the line. And it's when you talk about murder or you talk about hurting children.
Well, you can't promote murder.
No.
And let me just say, we gave him a lot of himself. So
even this morning,
he did this to himself.
He did. Even this morning, I said, remember, you're on probation. And I think at that point is when he blocked me. And you just can't block the moderator because I have to be able to see what saves the show.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't go down. But yeah, and he had it coming. Pro Joe, you're right. He had it coming. We tried way too long to keep him on because we want to be fair. We don't have to agree with everybody. I mean, we all on the show don't always agree, and that is perfectly fine. But once you say the things he's been saying, and I've heard people that have said, I love your show and I try to listen to it afterwards, but I can't watch it live because his comments raise my blood pressure. And then I get so mad that I don't even want to be on here anymore. But then people like Lisa, she said, I don't mind Drew. He kept us sharp. But the Ashley Babbitt comment was over the top. And Lisa, I'm with you on that. I thought that too. I want to see some liberals on here, to be honest. And we're not going to block
You
liberals.
need to hear people who disagree.
We do. Yes, because you don't agree with everybody.
You can't promote murder.
Correct.
And
just want to keep it at a civil level.
And be joyful that Ashley Babbitt lost her life.
Correct.
We do want people with differing opinions. We do. It gives us a chance to talk and do it. But you can't try to do things, as Lizzie just said, in a mean-spirited, intentional, trying to hurt people way, and then hide yourself so that you can try to get away with comments. I get, and I'll catch up with you after the show and see all this stuff that's going on.
Correct. Well, and I want to clear something up about Ashley Babbitt. A lot of people, since we've talked about her a little bit, came to me and said, you do know that wasn't that mean that Drew said that because she's still alive. And they're saying that Q is saying that she's still alive. And I want to let you know, she is not still alive. I have met her husband. I have not met her mom, but I have a friend that has met her mom and them. And they're just heartbroken. She's not still alive. That is, I don't know why Q or whoever keeps saying she's alive, but she's not alive. And if you want to know that for sure and not just believe that I'm saying it, you can go to DC where her mother, Mickey, is there day in and day out and day in and day out trying to bring enlightenment or bring attention to the people that are still in the gulag. And so she's very much alive. Mickey is, but her daughter isn't. So I just wanted to dispel that because over the last couple of days, I have people saying, stop talking about her because she's still alive. Well, she's not. Just so you know, she's not.
No, I'm glad that you got that forward, and we do. I mean, we're open. We've been open with comments and people who may want to come onto the site and talk. We've had Democrats on. We're going to have another Democrat on who disagrees with about 90% of what we say, and you'll enjoy Anthony. He's a millennial African American man. A friend of mine who listens to this show. It's interesting. His story, I've talked about him before. His story being a St. Louis County cop and literally being attacked allegedly by St. Louis City cops because they thought he was a thief. They thought he was a burglary suspect. And, he's got a court case going on with that right now. But he listens to the show. He'll be coming on too. We want people with differing opinions so we can talk and have thought. I repeat, thought-provoking conversations, not ones that are, agreeing with the murdering of people from that standpoint, and then just trying to hide because it's hard for me to see everything as I'm talking to do everything. That's why Lizzie does what she does so well, and then Projo tries to see what he can find too.
Correct.
So it's not a matter of that. We're going to have people on, and we have had people on who disagree.
Absolutely.
But not in that sense.
Correct. And like Pam says, we are Americans and we can agree to disagree. You can have a friend that you don't agree with, but you cannot do it in such a mean spirit that I call it that you go for the throat, that you literally just have to be so right that you're cruel to someone else. That doesn't prove anything but cause more dissension. But we want anyone on here that doesn't agree with us. Please come on. If you have friends that want to come on, if you yourself want to come on and you want a video chat in, even if you don't agree with us, that's what we're about. Is we don't want cancelization. We want everybody to talk to us.
We want to hear everybody's
side. We do. We want to hear everybody's side. And there were things that I learned in politics that I was extremely pro a certain way. And I wanted it my way because I thought that I wanted it a certain way. And I'm not going to go into specific policy, but then when I realized that particular politician couldn't do any more than they were doing, and I was mad at them in my own mind, in my own little sphere of the world. And then when I really sat down and realized each politician, good or bad, has a job and they can only do it to the the letter of the Missouri Constitution or the Kentucky Constitution or the Georgia Constitution. We had laws set up, and I know that there should be things our country should be doing different, but the only way sometimes we can change it is to change the law. So I've gone a little easier, not soft, a little easier on some politicians when I found out they did exactly what they could do in the letter of the law. They didn't do what I wanted, but they did as much as they could. And that doesn't mean I've gone soft. It's just I now understand politically.
You softy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I haven't gone soft, but I now understand things that I didn't understand before when I was like, why are you not doing that? So my advice is if you have a politician that you literally thought you hated, and there's some I really thought I hated, and I'm going to be honest, Eric Schmitt was one of them. And it was because
what?
Yeah, honestly, because, and I don't anymore, because I was a huge, well, you know that I really like him now, but I was such an Eric Greitens person, worked on his campaign. And so part of it was my feelings rolling over that I had worked so hard on that campaign. And I totally think, and I still think that it was stolen from him, that he was run out. However, that being said, when Eric Schmitt got in, I wasn't going to like him. There was nothing he was going to say that I was going to like him. I didn't care. I didn't get my way, blah, blah, blah. But then when I learned and I went and spoke to him in person and I found out that he could do only what he could do to the letter of the law, U.S. really
Senator
changed.
Eric Schmitt for our national
I really like
well.
him now. I really do. And I didn't, and I'll be the first one, anybody that's on here that understood what I was saying. So I really didn't like him, but now I understand. And I was really upset that he didn't immediately start suing the school districts and not making our kids wearing masks. And I thought it was all political and all of that. But I have learned some things about him that part of this is a chess game. I don't like the chess game. I don't like that it has to be a chess game. I want what I want, and I want it now. But there is ways to play the game, and it's all a game. It's all a game.
How did we get on this?
Well, I don't know. Drew. I guess Drew. And then I went off on a tangent, and we were talking about politicians, and somebody on the line was saying they didn't like Eric Schmitt, and I am totally with that person originally. Totally. And I still
differing views.
Yes, differing views. And like Melody's saying, but Lizzie
I liked hearing you go off and just kind of and say your piece.
And I'm talking somewhat to Melody because, she and I worked on a lot of the same campaigns. And she said, but Lizzie and I can still agree to disagree because I still think she does not like Eric Schmitt. And that's fine. I still like her anyway. And I've seen a different point of view. And it was mainly Melody or anyone else that's listening. It was out of my own selfishness, desperation, that I was so upset that I didn't get what I wanted. And I was going to, by God, I was going to go talk to Eric Schmitt and I was going to tell him off and blah, 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 blah. And then when I talked to him and found out what he couldn't do, and yes, I still think he didn't sue the school districts fast enough, but I also understand it's a shell game. So, it took me a long time to get to that realization that sometimes, I want to whisper this, that I'm wrong.
David Sparks, APB on David Sparks, Lizzie's husband.
I'm hoping normally watches, but I hope he's not watching now. And I'm going to say you made me say it, Vic.
Well, I know Drew Collins never said that and wouldn't say that he was ever wrong or admit that he wasn't wrong. But it's unfortunate that he was doing what he was doing. So that's why she did what she did. And that's why we're doing it right now. So we're grateful that people come in and watch and listen to canceltheshow.com, not only for Missourians, but for the entire country. And that's where the show is for. News headlines, politics. We do interviews all over the country. Cancel culture, education, business, fun. We do it all here. And we appreciate you guys doing that. Liking, subscribing, sharing the shows, going to the different platforms we're on, everything that can happen so that we, get a chance to promote the show, continue to promote it is what we're doing. So that's that story. We'll see where that goes, but that's the action that's been taken right now. This morning, we have another big story that's popping up. And I think it's big, but we also know as much crap that can be thrown against a wall against Donald Trump will be thrown against a wall because he is your next president of the United States, unless the deep state can somehow, some way turn the tide. They have tried everything. The DNC has tried everything. People within the Republican Party have tried everything they can to discredit Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, whether you respect him or not, whether you would vote for him again or not. But now Donald Trump has come out this morning and said that the Department of Justice January 6th grand jury investigation is now targeting him. He says that he expects to face both an arrest and an indictment for January 6th, meaning his popularity will continue to go up, even though he is already the most popular politician in America right now, bar none, not even close. So he says that he received a letter from, here he is again, Jack Smith, trying to make a name for himself, that he is the target of this investigation. So Trump says that he received the letter on Sunday, and now he thinks that he's going to be arrested and indicted for January 6th. That's the beginning of the story, where we are right now. We'll find out where all this goes. Am I surprised? No. Did I expect it? I guess when you really break it down, yeah, possibly you could expect it, because anything that they can, they will do against Donald Trump, especially coming off a super, super, super popular weekend with Turning Point. Even though Chris Christie is trying to say that Turning Point does not represent the Republican Party. I mean, he's scrambling. He's doing everything that he can, like a fish out of water, plopping around on a beach, not knowing what to do, because nobody takes him serious. But literally, people in the know Donald Trump is an unstoppable force right now. So why in the hell are they going after him for this? They know that the only way they can stop Donald Trump from becoming president again, and a civil war not happening, so to speak, if he isn't, is by continuing to go after him. So Trump says he's calling the letter, quote, horrifying news for our country. He framed it with the backdrop of two other indictments. That's right. This would be number 3. And they all just continue to promote Donald Trump, because as lazy as Americans can be, as uninterested in politics as Americans can be, Americans are not dumb. They will show up and go, wait a second, they're going after him again now? Are you kidding me? And anybody that doesn't say that clearly has their own agenda, or clearly hates the man, or has a pride issue. Because as Donald Trump said, quote, this witch hunt is all about election interference and a complete and total political weaponization of the law enforcement, end quote.
Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. Ugh.
Jack Smith, of course, the special counsel investigating both the classified documents case and the January 6th case. So they're trying to streamline it all through Jack Smith right now to go after Donald Trump. You know, I think it's a nothing burger. Again, keep him in the news, try to destroy him, try to keep his attention elsewhere. Just bad man. We don't trust Donald Trump. I'm curious, what are people's thoughts in regards to this whole situation right now?
Well, and I'm seeing on the chat line that most people are thinking that this is just a nothing burger. They're going to keep doing it. They're always going to do it. And because they're always doing it, it tells you exactly who the deep state does not want. The majority of our listeners, the majority of anybody that I know that is right of center, they don't care anymore. They've done so much to us, and so much to this country, and so much to Donald Trump, that they don't care. Really, I almost think he could go rob a bank and people wouldn't care anymore, because they don't even know if it's real. They've lied and they've lied and they've lied and they've lied and they've lied, that nobody believes anything about Donald Trump anymore at all. Because every time they throw something at him, nothing ever happens. They're going to put him in jail. They're going to arrest him, that he's a liar. They're going to look at his taxes. They're going to on and on and on and on. You guys all know the drill. We don't care. We don't care.
Donald Trump also wants to remind everybody that this is Joe Biden's Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who is, again, one of the worst the position has ever seen, as we have seen with all the appointments of Joe Biden, is also a man who has a vendetta against Donald Trump. Not only because he's conservative, not only because he's Republican, not only because he is dominating the field despite all the crap that's been thrown against him, but Donald Trump passed over him for a Supreme Court bid. Some people may forget that.
Right.
Donald reminded people this man is angry and furious that he did not get to be a Supreme Court justice. That was his goal, his mission, his life dream. And Donald felt there was somebody better for the job. So Merrick Garland now has an opportunity to go after Donald Trump. And that's exactly what he is trying to do.
He's sour grapes. That's all he is. He's sour grapes. He didn't get to do it. So a lot of times people that are sour grapes just blah, blah, blah. And they used to like you and then you didn't get picked. And so then he's going on national TV just sounding like a big crybaby. He's a crybaby.
And then Trump goes on to say in a letter that he has pushed out, Garland, together with Joe Biden's Department of Injustice, not the Department of Justice, the Department of Injustice, have effectively issued a third indictment and arrest of Joe Biden's number one political opponent. Remember that. This is Joe Biden going after his number one political opponent. Don't forget about that. That's like a third world country, and he's using the DOJ to do it. They have nothing to go after Trump on. They don't. Come on. They don't.
Come on, man.
They don't have it. So Trump goes on to say that this is happening, that they're coming after him. They're going after the country. They illegally spied on my campaign. They attacked me with a totally fake dossier that was funded by Hillary Clinton's campaign and the DNC. They impeached me twice. He puts in quotes, I won. They failed on the Mueller witch hunt. There was no collusion. They failed on Russia hoax. The 51 intelligence agents fraud. Yep, that was a fraud. The FBI Twitter files. The DOJ Facebook censorship. And every other scam imaginable. But on top of it all, they have now efficiently indicted me 3 times. 3 times.
3.
This coming from Atlanta, where the DOJ are in strict and possibly illegal coordination with the district attorney, whose record on murder and other violent crime is abysmal. He ends by saying this witch hunt is all about election interference and a complete and total political weaponization of law enforcement. It is a very sad and dark period for our nation. Donald J. Trump.
I agree with them. What do you think about that?
Well, this is exactly what they're going to continue to try to do. I've been saying this for at least a year, back when we were on the radio show.
Yep.
The problem that you have now is this is not a good look for Democrats. It just isn't. And I've got Democrat friends who listen to this show too. And we have some very good conversations, heart-to-heart conversations. They're not Drew-like conversations, I can tell you that. It's open-minded, open hearts. This is not going to help the Democrats. It doesn't, regardless if you hate Trump or not. It's not. This is only going to fuel the fire. It emboldens the right. It emboldens Trump supporters. It emboldens the conservative idea and movement. And as fractured as the Republican Party can be and is right now, it forces them together. Because even though there were political opponents of Donald Trump who are running for the Republican presidential primary, many others they have to go against. They have to go against Joe Biden. They have to go against the Department of Justice for what they see, because even if they don't agree or like Trump, their own positions will be in danger.
Yes.
No matter where they are in this country and what positions they have. This is purposely done. They're continuing to do it. Jack Smith, the DNC, Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and whoever else the puppet masters may be, as our listeners like to say, deep state. This continues to go on. I don't know what's going to come out of this today. It just happened this morning, but I can promise you this. I can promise you what national news and local news will be showing. Episodes of January 6th. Donald Trump inciting violence, inciting murder. He killed people. No, it's coming. Just get.
Of course it's coming for sure. And that is the one thing that people have a problem with Donald Trump, one way or the other, is how he did or he didn't handle the pandemic. There's people that are on the left thought he murdered people because he didn't shut down fast enough. And there's very great patriots that are very upset with him because he did kind of incite fear. And I will admit that too. Day in and day out, he was on Fox News and let Fauci be there day in and day out. And even I, who didn't even ever do any of the precautions, still can think, should I be afraid? Should I not be afraid? Should I be afraid? And so, but after saying all that, everyone that was some sort of a politician didn't know what to do. I wasn't appreciative that he did that, but there were so many people that he had to take care of that were conservatives or on the left that were scared out of their freaking minds and put the masks on and took all the things in their arms and all of that. So I feel like he was damned if he did, damned if he wasn't. But I didn't like that either. I will admit, I did not like that he allowed that to go on. I don't know why he did that. I just think he didn't know what to do. And I think he had advisors that were telling him to do that. And that's the thing when, and I'm going to say when Donald Trump gets back in, I hope that all of these evil people that are in DC now, that he doesn't bring them all back in his administration, that if he learned anything, that he's now had 4 years to understand who's what, who's who did what, and they all lied to him. They did. They lied and they lied and
he
they
did
lied
have
to
some
him.
appointments that have turned on him.
Yes, a whole lot of it. And that happens when you're in an administration.
Barr sessions.
Yes, and they all turned on him. And why did they turn on him? Well, because somebody was putting pressure on him. It was money or pressure or whatever. And so if he learned anything about any of this, he needs to come back in, be a badass, not, as Aaron is saying, have anybody kiss his butt. And I know that Aaron is more of a DeSantis guy, and I understand why he is. I do, because he was very upset about the shutdown. I was too. If I was upset more about anything, it was the shutdown. I was very angry with everybody making my kid wear a mask if she went to school. So Donald Trump, if you listen to the show, and I hope you do, because I hope my friend Chanel sends it to you, absolutely what we're saying is, really, you need to listen to it, dude. I mean, because we're just so great. I'm teasing about that. But he does need to listen. Do not ever shut this country down again. We will vote for you again, but you better come out and you better say you were wrong. I want him to say he was wrong, because he was wrong, in my humble opinion. But I love him anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you. The one thing that you have to remember, too, about January 6th, as now we have gone back and been able to play armchair quarterback, just remember this, as this indictment and arrest. I mean, we're talking about another arrest for Donald Trump. I honestly think they want a mugshot. They do. The DNC didn't get one before. Maybe that's what this is about. We want a mugshot. I mean, you had hosts on certain national networks angry. Well, we didn't get a mugshot. All this was a promotion for Donald Trump. We want a mugshot.
What do you say that they make sure that his hair is messed up?
Oh, you know they are. His face looks like a certain color. And
I don't know. I just know that I know this.
Yes.
We're talking about the same January 6th, that day where we now know 100% for sure that National Guard troops were rejected by Democrats. Democrats said, no, we don't want them there. That is a fact. Where undercover FBI sources and DC PD officers were literally in the crowds. We've heard about that. We've also heard about Nancy Pelosi secretly working to lower security measures, and where police also launched flashbangs and tear gas into peaceful crowds. Oh, all those things happened that day. Remember this. The DOJ now going to indict the president who fought against fraudulent elections, and of course, everything else that we have already talked about. We'll see. We're going to get more news. I mean, that was a story that just came out today regarding Donald Trump, as he put out that letter not just a short time ago regarding that he's going to be arrested and indicted yet again. And now for January 6th. So we'll continue to follow that. This is cancelthisshow.com. I mean, I don't know. We'll probably leave it there with the Donald Trump situation today. I mean, that's such a big story.
It is a big story.
And
we can research it some more, but it's the same old. If you ask me, it's the same thing. He's going to get arrested. Although between all of us on the chat line, what do you guys all think? I think he kind of likes that because it only helps his campaign. It just shows how corrupt they are. There's so many things that Biden and his group of people and that whole administration have done, and nothing ever happens to them. It's so obvious.
Well, when you're a leader, you have to trust the people around you too. You appoint people, and you have to trust the people around you. And you can't babysit people that work for you on a daily basis. They're so, especially when you're the president of the United States.
Right.
I can see how these things happen.
I can too. It's very normal for that to happen.
You live, you learn, but it's impossible, especially as president, to manage people because you never know how people are going to change. Talk to business owners all over America, how they think they've got a perfect situation, and then things change. People change. Everything can change in a heartbeat. So it can go back on the people who appointed. We've seen it happen with other presidents. People leave their offices in very interesting situations. But the fact that Donald Trump's promoting it, I do agree with you, Lizzie. I think it's one of those situations that while it may be a pain in the ass, while they may try to get a, quote, mugshot because they didn't get it before, Jack Smith has a very notorious history, notorious for going after Trump conservatives, doing some things that can be very much questioned. The only way the Democrats can legitimately win another office is if Trump doesn't run. That's the only way. I'm sorry. We know that. It is what it is. We do know that.
It is what it is.
Anyway, yeah.
And like Glenn was saying, that Pence will testify against Trump on J6 and on anything. I think Pence will do anything he can to muzzle Trump from this point forward.
It may happen. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We're going to go ahead. We'll sign off today. We appreciate another great show that we had. And of course, we're packed tomorrow. We got the Strix in. We'll talk about your health tomorrow as well. That was very popular, the New Age segment that we had.
Yes, we need to talk about that.
What's happening from a mortgage standpoint, real estate. We've got green light coming in tomorrow. We'll have more on this Donald Trump situation. And of course, all the other news headlines that are happening. We'll continue to bring it to you. We appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for joining us for canceltheshow.com. For Projo and Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Thanks for Missouri Attorney General Eric, I almost called him Eric Schmitt. Andrew Bailey, who replaced Eric Schmitt and continuing the work that Eric Schmitt did. Love having those segments with Andrew Bailey. Of course, Biff McCullough from Vehicle Protection.